Hi, it's Wendy, and I just asked some people on Facebook a question that I love to ask people, especially this time of year when people are making New Year's resolutions. Yay, go for New Year's resolutions. And the question is, how long does it take to create a new habit? And almost everybody thinks they know the answer to this, like, ooh, 21 days, that's how long. But you're wrong. It doesn't take 21 days. And who on earth decided that it takes 21 days to create a new habit? Who actually did this research, and how did they look at how the brain creates a new awareness, belief, and the new triggers, and it has to happen over 21 days? Well, I don't know the answer to. I'm sure there's a lot of people who claim to back this up with some kind of research, but here's the thing. Your brain can make a decision to change something and create a new habit in just blink of an eye, snap of a finger, nanosecond. Your brain needs the tool that it's going to use to shift gears, like a train that it's going down the tracks one way. It needs something that is the derailer that creates the new habit, so it goes a different direction. For instance, if you're a drinker and there's so many triggers around you that make you drink. You pass by the bar, you're in the grocery store and there's alcohol, you come home and exactly 5:30 every day you're just having a drink. The reason that you have this habit is because your brain is going to that part of your brain that is triggered, and then it sets in motion all the feelings and the needs and all the desires and cravings that your brain is so good at infusing into your body. So let's say you need to quit smoking. And that's a habit. And I know you're saying, oh, but it's an addiction. It's the most powerful addiction there is. It's possible for you to quit smoking and change that habit just like that. That all of a sudden, I know you've heard stories of people doing this, but all of a sudden, you no longer have a desire for cigarettes. There's something else that's going on in your brain. It's where it used to chug along and do this, on that track, it just, boom, it got derailed and did something different. So here's the deal. If you want to create a new habit, it's not enough to want to just stop doing something. You have to have somewhere that your brain goes instead. Things that it does, it feels, it visualizes, it experiences, emotions, values, beliefs. It's got to go somewhere to access other things other than the habit you had. Make sense? So you can't just say, okay, I'm going to stop eating sweets. Or what are you going to eat instead? And what are you going to do when your brain is triggered to eat those sweets? Or I'm going to stop smoking. No matter how hard it is, I'm going to white knuckle it and I have the willpower to stop smoking. But your brain doesn't have anywhere else to go. So I'm going to stop drinking. But all you have is the desire to stop drinking. You don't have the new habit to replace it. And this is so critically important. We know that because the brain has neuroplasticity, meaning it changes all our life based on the thoughts we think and on the words and the ideas that we feed it. Because of this, we know that we've got to change the brain using the plasticity to make it think another thought. But it's not just a thought. It's not just like an affirmation that says, okay, I'm not going to drink any more alcohol. It's so much more than that. What I like to do, and I think one of the reasons that my programs are so successful at getting people to stop smoking or stop drinking or stop pornography addiction or whatever their habit or addiction is because we create this massive new response to the old triggers. Let's take alcohol, for instance. What we do is I have a person go into a future moment where they're no longer a drinker. And in that future moment, I talk to them about the emotions that they're feeling. What are they most proud of? What is it that is most rewarding in their life? What does it feel like to have this kind of accomplishment? And how does it feel physically? And what do they notice when they look at their wife or husband or their kids? And what does it feel like to see into someone's eyes and have total clarity and honesty? And what makes you strong? What makes you healthy? What makes you in control? I take these three words, combine them with the beliefs and values, the emotions, the visuals, the sounds, the sensations, and we lock it in place. Now, this becomes that part of the brain that is going to create a new habit. And the new habit, in this case, is drinking tea. So we connect tea, the feeling, the smell, the process of making it, with that satisfaction of being strong and healthy and in control and all the things that that means. Now, the really cool part is we create a trigger deep in the subconscious that is going to use alcohol or advertisements for alcohol or driving by your favorite bar or coming home at 5:30. We use all of those triggers to trigger on a very deep subconscious level, the desire to be strong and healthy and in control. So your brain is off to the races. Your brain goes to that new area that we created that has all the emotions, beliefs, and values of feeling really good, and suddenly you are craving a cup of tea. Not kidding. Some of my customers say, I am a tea aficionado. You ought to see me making my tea. I go to tea stores and I have the most amazing teapots. Well, what a cool thing to do. To have something that anchors in the good feelings that you love, the healthy, strong, and in control, the pride, the clarity and honesty in your life, and all of the things that you're proud of in yourself. And using a cup of tea as the anchor that creates the triggers that causes your brain to go to those feelings and responses that are the new habit, the one you do want. And it does happen just like that. As soon as we flip that switch on those two tracks, your brain changes its activity and it goes a different direction. Make sense? So how long does it take to create a new habit? Ooh, nanosecond. Very good. High five. Okay. So I want you to just really think about this with regards to quitting smoking, giving up a food addiction or sweets or carbs or pornography addiction, internet addiction, so many things like that that people struggle with, and basically they're just trying to stop doing that thing, and that's not going to work because your brain is going to keep going to crave whatever that thing is because that's what it knows so well. The dendrites and the neurons and the neural networks that have hooked together are so massive, and they're so good at making you do that. But if you don't have something else for it to go to instead, you're never going to get over that habit. And the trigger, oh my gosh, we know from research that the brain makes a decision on some deeper level up to 10 seconds before we consciously know that we're making that decision. This is really important. So they had people press button A or button B, and they had their brain all wired up to some kind of scan. And they said, as soon as you decide which button you're pressing, push the button. So they think A, B. Now what they found was that the brain had made the decision many seconds before the person thought they made the decision to press the button. Very important. This is that subconscious thought that is the trigger that sets in motion all the things that you don't want to happen. And it happens before you have a chance to decide, okay, I'm not going to smoke a cigarette. I'm going to be fine. I'll take some breaths. But before you had a chance to even think that thought, your brain had already activated all the neural networks and the pathways to make you crave cigarettes. That's why it's so hard sometimes to get over addictions and habits. But that's the good news, is it can also be so easy, just like that. You can have the train track derail the brain and go this way instead of that way, or go that way instead of this way, however you want to do it. But it is amazing, and it just takes a few little techniques to shift the belief, the value, the behaviors, create a trigger, create a statement that has all of the emotions and the feelings and encapsulates everything you love, infuse it into your brain, connect it with something, and then hey, you're set. You're all good to go. All right, it's been fun talking to you. If you do want to stop your habit or your addiction or get some help with something you're stuck on, go to Wendi.com, Wendi.com, and there's a world of help for you there. And I'm really, really happy to be of service to you. Have a happy new year. Bye-bye.